The space station Nexus Prime was huge. It was bigger than any city on Earth. The station floated in the middle of empty space, far from any planet. Lights covered its metal surface like stars. Ships from dozens of different alien worlds docked. At its many ports, inside the station's main hall, Ambassador Taeho Kim walked slowly. His black shoes made soft sounds on the smooth floor. Behind him, 2 other humans followed. Captain Sora Park wore her blue military uniform. Her hand stayed close to her weapon. Dr. Jae-min Lee carried a small bag of papers and computer files. "Remember," Taeho said quietly, "we are here to make friends, not enemies." Sora nodded. "But if they want enemies, we can give them that too." Jae-min looked around at the strange aliens walking past them. Some had scales like snakes. Others had too many arms or eyes that glowed in the dark. "I hope they want friends," he said, that the 3 humans were the first of their kind to visit this place. Earth had just learned that other smart life existed in the galaxy. The Galactic Council had invited them to join. But joining meant following rules. Rules made by aliens who had been in space for thousands of years. They entered a giant round room. The ceiling was so high that Taeho could not see the top. Hundreds of seats filled the room in circles. Each seat was different. Some were made for creatures with wings. Others were built for beings made of rock or crystal. In the center of the room stood a tall alien. He had green scales that shined like metal. His eyes were yellow and cold. 2 rows of sharp teeth filled his mouth. This was Vexstar, war chief of the Kralix Empire. "So," Vexstar said in a deep voice, "these are the humans." His words were not friendly. Other aliens in the room turned to look. Some laughed. Others made sounds that might have been laughing in their own languages. Taeho stepped forward. "I am Ambassador Taeho Kim. I speak for Earth and all human worlds. We come in peace." "Peace," Vexstar repeated. He made the words sound dirty. "How boring," a new voice spoke from the shadows. "Let them speak, Vexstar." The speaker was even bigger than Vexstar. His scales were black instead of green. Old scars covered his face and arms. This was High Commander Zulanox, the leader of all Kralix forces. "Thank you," Taeho said. "Humans are new to space. We want to learn from older, wiser species. We hope to trade with you, to share knowledge, to be friends." Many aliens in the room made sounds like laughter. Some hit their seats or desks with their hands, claws, or tentacles. "Friends?" Vexstar stepped closer. "What can humans offer us?" "You have been in space for less than 100 years. We have ruled the stars for 10,000. Captain Sora felt her anger rise, but she said nothing. Taeho had told her to stay quiet unless asked to speak. "We may be new," Taeho said calmly, "but we learn fast. Humans are good at solving problems. We are good at making things work better." "Problems?" Another alien stood up. She had 6 arms and looked like a giant insect. Her voice buzzed when she spoke. "We have no problems that need solving by mammals." This was Queen Zixara of the Hivari. Her people were like aunts, but smart. They worked together like parts of one big mind. A third alien spoke. His body was made of purple crystal. Light moved through his form like water. "These humans are weak," he said. His voice sounded like breaking glass. "Their ships are small. Their weapons are simple. What threat could they be to anyone?" This was Shard Lord Krythan. His people were living rocks that could think and move. Taeho looked around the room. More aliens were standing up. All of them looked at the humans like they were insects. Or worse. "We did not come here to threaten anyone," Taeho said. "We came to join the galactic community." "Community?" Vexstar laughed. It was not a nice sound. "This is not a community, human. This is an empire, our empire. We rule because we are strong. Others follow because they are weak. The Kralix way is the only way," Zulanox said. "Weak species serve strong species. This is the natural order." Dr. Jae-min stepped forward. "On Earth, we believe different species can work together. We can all be strong in different ways." "Foolish?" Queen Zixara buzzed. "Only one way exists, the way of power." Taeho felt the mood in the room getting worse. He tried to think of something to say that would calm things down. Perhaps we can prove ourselves, he said. Give us a chance to show what humans can do. Prove yourselves? Vexstar's eyes got brighter. What did you have in mind? Trade missions. Exploration. Peaceful cooperation. Vexstar looked at Zulanox. The High Commander nodded slowly. I have a better idea, Zulanox said. A test. The room got very quiet. All the aliens leaned forward to listen. Humans think they belong in space, Zulanox continued. But space is dangerous. Only the strong survive. So we will test your strength. What kind of test? Tejo asked. He did not like where this was going. A military test, Vexstar said. His teeth showed when he smiled. Educational warfare, you might call it. Captain Sora stepped forward. What does that mean? It means, Zulanox said, we will attack 3 of your colony worlds. If you can defend them, you may join us as equals. If you cannot, you will serve us as slaves. That is not acceptable, Tahoe said quickly. We will not agree to war. You misunderstand, Shardlord Krythan said. We are not asking for your agreement. We are telling you what will happen. This is educational, Queen Zixara added. We will teach you where you belong in the galaxy. Tejo looked at his 2 companions. Sora's hand was now on her weapon. Jamin looked scared but angry. How long do we have? Tejo asked. 30 standard galactic days, Zulanox said. Use that time wisely. Decide which 3 worlds you will surrender. It will hurt less if you do not fight. And if we refuse? Sora asked. Vexstar laughed again. Then we will choose the worlds ourselves, and we will not be gentle. Other aliens in the room were making excited sounds. Some were placing bets on how long humans would last in a fight. We will not surrender our worlds, Toho said firmly. Human beings do not give up their homes. Then you will lose them, Zulanox said. Along with your lives. We shall see, Tejo replied, the 3. Humans turned and walked out of the room. Behind them, alien voices rose in excitement. The Kralliks were already planning their attack. In the hallway outside, Dr. Jamin grabbed Tejo's arm. What do we do now? Now, Tejo said, we go home and prepare. Prepare for what? Jamin asked it. Captain Sora smiled. It was not a nice smile. To give them the education they asked for. As they walked toward their ship, none of the aliens following them noticed the small recording device that had been running in Tejo's pocket. Every word of the meeting was now stored in the device. Soon it would be on its way to Earth. The aliens had made their choice. Now humanity would make theirs. The war that would change the galaxy was about to begin. The message from space reached Earth in 3 days. President Mi-Young-Han sat in her office reading the report. Her face was calm, but her hands were tight on the paper. 30 days, she said to herself. They give us 30 days? A knock came at her door. Come in, she called. Admiral Du Hyen Choi entered the room. He was a tall man with gray hair and serious eyes. Behind him walked General Seungmin Park, the head of Earth's army. You read the report? Admiral Choi asked. Yes, President. Han said, the aliens want to teach us a lesson. What are your orders? General Park asked. President Han stood up and walked to the window. Outside she could see the lights of the city. Millions of people lived normal lives. They did not know that war was coming. Call together the Terran Defense Council, she said. All of them, now. 2 hours later, 20 people sat around a big table. These were the smartest and strongest leaders on Earth. They made the hard choices that kept humanity safe. Admiral Choi put a hologram in the center of the table. It showed the 3 human colony worlds that the aliens wanted to attack. Kepler 442b has 2 million people, he said. New Geneva has 1 million. Terra Nova has 800,000. All of them are far from Earth. We cannot send help quickly. What do we know about enemy forces? Asked General Park. Captain Sora. Park stood up. She had just returned from space. The Kralliks have over 800 ships in their main fleet. Each ship is bigger than our largest warship. Their weapons can destroy a city in one shot. What about their allies? President Han asked. The Hivari have 400 ships. They fight like one mind. No mistakes, but no creativity either. The Shard Collective has 200 ships. Their hulls are like diamonds, very hard to damage. Dr. Jamin Lee raised his hand. I studied their culture during our visit. They think war is like a game with rules. They always fight the same way. Big fleets in straight lines. Direct attacks on the strongest targets. How do they win? Asked Dr. Hyan Woo Nam. He was the head of Earth's secret research projects. They win because they are stronger, Sora said. Their ships have better weapons and stronger shields. They have more soldiers and more experience. The room was quiet. Everyone was thinking the same thing. How could humans fight such powerful enemies? General Park spoke first. We could evacuate the colonies, save the people, lose the worlds. No, President Han said firmly. If we run now, they will make us run forever. Humans do not run from bullies. Then what do we do? Admiral Choi asked. Dr. Nam smiled. It was a strange smile. We give them exactly what they want. What do you mean? President Han asked. They want to teach us a lesson about war, Dr. Nam said. So we let them, but we choose what lesson they teach. He pressed a button on his tablet. New images appeared in the hologram. They showed strange-looking ships and weapons. For 2 years, we have been preparing for this day, Dr. Nam said. Not this exact situation, but something like it. We knew that humans would meet hostile aliens someday. You knew? General Park looked surprised. It was obvious, Dr. Nam replied. Any species that survives long enough to reach space must be good at fighting, and Earth is a death world. Most aliens probably live on easier planets. They might think. We are weak because we are new to space, but they are wrong. President Han leaned forward. What have you been building? Surprises, Dr. Nam said. Weapons that work differently than alien weapons. Ships that do not fight like alien ships. Technology that turns their strengths into weaknesses. Show us, Admiral Choi said. Dr. Nam changed the hologram. It now showed a recording of a space battle, but this battle looked wrong. Ships appeared and disappeared. Explosions happened inside enemy vessels. Large fleets suddenly turned and attacked each other. This is a simulation, Dr. Nam explained. We used everything Captain Park learned about alien tactics. Then we tested our new weapons against them. What kind of weapons? Sora asked. Quantum disruptors that turn off their energy shields. Computer viruses that take control of their ships. Stealth technology that makes our ships invisible. And, most importantly, psychological warfare. Psychological warfare? President Han asked. Dr. Jamin spoke up. Aliens think humans are weak and stupid. They expect us to fight like they do, big fleets hitting big fleets. When we do something different, they get confused. Confused enemies make mistakes, Dr. Nam added, and mistakes lose battles. General Park studied the simulation. This could work, but we need time to prepare. And we need the aliens to attack where we want them to attack. That is the beauty of it, Admiral Choi said. They will attack our strongest colony first. That is how they think. Always attack the biggest threat. Kepler 442b, Sora said. 2 million people, the most ships, the best defenses. Wrong, Dr. Nam said. That is what they think. But we are going to move our best defenses somewhere else. We are going to make Kepler 442b look strong but actually be weak. You want to use 2 million people as bait? General Park asked. No, President Han said. We want to use 2 million people as teachers. She stood up and looked at everyone around the table. Dr. Nam, how long do you need to prepare? 2 weeks for the basic systems, 4 weeks for everything. We have 30 days, President Han said. Use every one of them. Admiral Choi, start moving our real fleet to hidden positions. General Park, prepare the ground forces for guerrilla warfare. What about the colonies? Sora asked. Do we tell them what is happening? We tell the leaders, President Han decided. But we do it carefully. The aliens might be watching us. Dr. Nam pressed another button. The hologram showed a new image. It was a message written in simple words. Operation Mirror Shield, he read. We show them what they expect to see. We hide what they do not expect. When they attack, they will learn that humans are not what they seem. And what are humans? President Han asked. Dr. Nam's smile got bigger. Survivors. Humans survived ice ages, plagues, and 10,000 years of war against each other. We are the only species on Earth that learned to use tools, make fire, and work together to kill things bigger than ourselves. The aliens do not know this, Jaemin added. They see our small ships and simple weapons. They think we are prey animals. They do not understand that we are predators. Admiral Choi nodded slowly. So when they come to hunt us, we will be ready to hunt them. Exactly, President Han said. Send the message to all colony worlds. Begin Operation Mirror Shield. And make sure everyone understands the most important part. What is that? General Park asked. President Han looked out the window again. The city lights looked like stars. When this is over, she said, the galaxy will know that humans are not prey. We are not servants. We are the species that survived on a planet that tried to kill us every day for millions of years. And we are very, very good at teaching lessons. To bullies, the meeting ended. People left to begin their work, but President Han stayed at the window. In 30 days, the most important battle in human history would begin. The aliens wanted to teach humans about war. They were about to learn that humans had been their own teachers for a very long time, and human lessons were always hard to forget. The sky above Kepler 442b was full of alien ships. 847 vessels hung in space like metal clouds. Each ship was huge. Each ship carried weapons that could destroy mountains. On the biggest ship, War Chief Vextar stood. On his command bridge, through the wide windows, he could see the human colony world below. Green and blue, it looked peaceful, it looked weak. How many human ships? He asked his lieutenant. 23, War Chief, the lieutenant replied. Small vessels, old designs. They are hiding behind the planet's moon. Vextar laughed. 23 ships against 800? These humans are even more stupid than I thought. High Commander Zulanox walked onto the bridge. His black scales shined under the lights. Have they responded to our demands? Yes, High Commander. Vextar pressed a button. A human voice filled the bridge. It was Captain Sora Park. She sounded scared. Please, give us more time. We need to evacuate civilians. We are not ready to fight. More time? Zulanox's voice was cold. We gave you 30 days. Time is over. But our people, Sora's voice shook. Women and children. They cannot fight. Please show mercy. Vextar made a disgusted sound. Weak mammals, they beg like prey animals. On another ship, Queen Zixara of the Hivari listened to the human transmission. Her 6 arms moved quickly over her controls. The humans are afraid, she buzzed to her officers. Fear makes them weak. This will be easy. Shardlord Krythan heard the message on his crystal ship. Light pulsed through his body like laughter. They ask for mercy, he said. We will give them the mercy of a quick defeat. Back on Vextar's ship, the war chief opened communications to all alien vessels. This is Vextar. Begin the attack. Show these humans what real power looks like. The alien fleet moved forward. Their ships formed perfect lines. Energy weapons charged with bright light. Missile tubes opened like hungry mouths. Target their military ships first, Zulanox ordered. Let them watch their protectors die. The first wave of alien fire lit up space. Plasma beams and energy missiles flew toward the 23 human ships. The humans tried to run, but they were too slow. One by one, human vessels exploded in bowls of fire. Direct hits, reported Vextar's lieutenant. 15 human ships destroyed. The rest are retreating. Follow them, Vextar ordered. Show no mercy. The alien fleet chased the remaining human ships around the planet. It looked like a cat playing with wounded mice. More human ships died. Their explosions made pretty lights in the darkness. All human military ships destroyed, the lieutenant reported. Total time, 4 hours, 17 minutes, Zulanox nodded. As expected, begin landing operations. Secure the major cities. What about resistance? Asked another officer. What resistance? Vexstar laughed. They had 23 ships. We destroyed them all. The humans have nothing left. Landing ships dropped from the alien fleet like falling stars. They carried thousands of Kralik soldiers, Hivari warriors, and shard fighters. Each landing craft was bigger than a human building. On the planet's surface, Colonial Administrator Jinei Yu watched the aliens land from her command bunker. Around her, human soldiers prepared their weapons, but they did not look afraid. They looked ready. All evacuation centers report ready, said her lieutenant, Captain Wonbin SEO. Good, Jinei replied. Let the aliens think we are helpless. Let them walk into our trap. The first alien landing craft touched down near the capital city. Kralik soldiers marched out in perfect formation. Their armor was thick. Their weapons were powerful. They expected to find scared humans hiding in buildings. Instead, they found empty streets. Where are the humans? Vexstar demanded over the radio. Sensors showed millions of life signs. They must be hiding in the evacuation centers, his lieutenant replied. Coordinates are being sent to all ground units. The aliens marched toward the large buildings marked as evacuation centers. These buildings were big enough to hold thousands of people. The aliens expected to find crowds of frightened humans inside. The first building they entered was completely empty. Search it, ordered the Kralik's captain. They must be hiding. But there was nothing to find. Just empty rooms and hallways. The second building was also empty, and the third and the fourth. Where are they? Vexstar roared. 2 million humans do not just disappear. High Commander Zulanox was getting angry. Find them. Search every building. Look underground? While the aliens searched empty buildings, they did not notice the small devices hidden in the walls. They did not see the tiny cameras watching their every move. They did not know that humans were studying their every action. In her bunker, Jinei watched the alien search parties on dozens of screens. Look at them, she said to Wonbin. They move in straight lines. Same formation every time. No creativity. Perfect. Targets, Wonbin agreed. Should we spring the trap now? Not yet, Jinei said. Let more of them land. Let them spread out. Make them confident. More alien ships landed. Soon there were 50,000 alien soldiers on the planet. They searched everywhere for humans. They found empty cities, empty farms, empty schools. It was like the entire human population had vanished. This is impossible, Zulanox said from his ship. Humans cannot hide 2 million people. Maybe they evacuated to other planets, suggested Vexstar. Our sensors would have detected ships leaving, Zulanox replied. They are here somewhere. What the aliens did not know was that the humans were hiding right under their feet. For months, humans had been digging tunnels under every major city. They had been building underground shelters connected by secret passages. 2 million people were living in a hidden world just below the surface, and they were all armed. Admiral, Jinei spoke into her communicator, the aliens have taken the bait. All major ground forces are on the planet. They are spread out and confused. Understood, came the reply. It was Admiral Du Haiyan Choi's voice. But he was not speaking from Earth, he was much closer. Phase 2 begins now, the Admiral said. In space above the planet, something impossible happened. Ships appeared where there had been empty space, lots of ships. Human ships. The alien sensors had been wrong. There were not 23 human ships. There were 223 human ships. They had been hiding using technology the aliens did not understand. Impossible! Vexstar screamed. Where did they come from? Stealth systems, Admiral Choi's voice came over the alien. Communication channels. We have been here the whole time, watching, learning, waiting. The aliens tried to turn their big ships to face this new threat, but human ships were already moving. They were fast. They were small. And they did not fight like aliens expected. Instead, of big energy weapons, human ships fired thousands of tiny missiles. Instead of attacking the strongest alien ships first, they went after support vessels. Instead of fighting in straight lines, they attacked from all directions at once, defensive positions. Zulanox ordered, "Form battle lines." But the aliens could not form lines. Human computer viruses were already inside their systems. Alien ships found their own weapons pointing at their allies. Navigation systems gave wrong directions. Communication channels filled with noise. What is happening? Queen Zixara buzzed frantically. "My ships will not obey." "Electronic warfare," Admiral Troy explained calmly. "Something humans are very good at." On the planet's surface, Jin-A pressed a button. All over the world, the empty evacuation centers exploded. But these were not random explosions. They were carefully planned. Each explosion released a wave of quantum energy. This energy turned off alien energy shields. Suddenly, all the alien soldiers on the planet were naked to attack, and that was when 2 million humans came out of hiding. "Now," Jin-A said into her communicator, "show them what humans learned on Earth. From sewers, from basements, from hidden tunnels, human fighters appeared everywhere. They did not wear bright uniforms or march in straight lines. They looked like ordinary people. Farmers, teachers, shop workers, but they all carried weapons designed to kill aliens. Welcome to Kepler 442b, Wunbun said as he led his fighters out of the tunnels. Class is now in session. The battle for Kepler 442b was not like any war the aliens had ever seen. There were no big armies fighting in open fields. There were no honor duels between warriors. Instead, there was chaos. And humans were very good at chaos. Captain Wunbin SEO led his fighters through the city streets. They did not wear matching uniforms. They looked like normal people who happened to carry very dangerous weapons. Behind them, Kralik soldiers tried to follow, but the humans kept disappearing. Where did they go? A Kralik's officer asked his soldiers. They were right here. The humans had vanished into sewers, buildings, and hidden passages. The aliens stood in the middle of the street, confused and alone. That was when the sonic weapons turned on. The Shard collective soldiers were made of living crystal. Sound waves made them shake. The right frequency made them crack. Human scientists had studied recordings from the space station. They knew exactly what frequency to use. Purple crystal soldiers fell apart like breaking glass. Their screams sounded like shattering windows. "Retreat!" Shard Lord Krythan ordered from his ship, "Withdraw all ground forces." But it was too late. Humans had surrounded the landing zones. Alien ships trying to take off found their engines shut down by computer viruses. They crashed back to the ground in balls of fire. In space, the battle was even stranger. Alien ships tried to form battle lines, but human ships would not cooperate. Instead of fighting ship to ship, humans attacked in swarms. 20 small human ships would attack one big alien ship from different directions. "This is not how space combat works," Vexstar screamed into his communicator. "Fight us properly." "We are fighting you properly," Admiral Duhayan Choi replied. "This is how humans fight." The human ships were too small and fast for alien weapons to hit easily. But human weapons were designed to hurt big, slow targets. Quantum torpedoes passed right through alien energy shields. Computer viruses made alien ships turn their guns on their own allies. Queen Zixara watched her ships attack each other. Her people worked like a hive mind, but the humans had broken their communications. Without their mental connection, Hivari warriors became confused and helpless. "Fall back," she buzzed desperately. "All ships retreat." But human ships followed them, not to destroy them, but to study them. Dr. Jae-min Lee was on one of the human ships, recording everything. "Look at this," he said to his team. "The Hivari cannot think as individuals. Break their group mind and they panic." "What about the Kraliks?" asked his assistant. "They are too proud," Jae-min replied. "They would rather die fighting than live. Defeated, we can use that against them." On the planet, Wunbin's fighters had captured 3 Kraliks officers. The aliens sat in a human bunker, their hands tied behind their backs. "Your ship positions?" Wunbin said calmly. Tell us where they are. Never, the lead Kralik spat. We do not surrender to prey animals, Wunbin nodded. I understand, you are warriors. You have honor, he turned on a screen. It showed the space. Battle above the planet. Alien ships were exploding one by one. Your fleet is losing, Wunbin said. Your soldiers are dying. But you can save them. How? The Kralik's officer asked. Surrender, Wunbin replied. Order your ships to stop fighting. We will let your people live. Surrender to humans? The Kraliks laughed. Impossible, we would rather die. That can be arranged, Wunbin said quietly. The Kralik's officer looked. At the screen again, more alien ships were being destroyed. His people were dying because of his pride. Finally, he spoke. What are your terms? The battle lasted 72 hours. When it ended, the mighty Kralik's invasion force was defeated. Half their ships were destroyed, the other half had surrendered. Thousands of alien soldiers were prisoners, High Commander. Zulanok sat in his command chair, staring at the destruction around him. His flagship was damaged, his fleet was gone. His reputation was ruined. Vexstar, he called to his war chief. Yes, High Commander, send a message to the humans. We request terms of surrender. Vexstar's claws shook as he typed the message. For the first time in Kralik's history, they were surrendering to an enemy they had thought was weak. The message was simple. We yield. Please show mercy. Admiral Choi's reply came quickly. Mercy will be shown. But the lesson is not over yet. News of the human victory spread through the galaxy like fire. Every species with a communication system heard the impossible story. The new mammals had defeated the mighty Kralik's empire in 3 days. Ambassador Taeho Kim returned to Nexus Prime space station, but this time things were different. Aliens who had laughed at him now stepped aside when he walked past. Guards who had ignored him now saluted. The Galactic Council meeting was very quiet. Many seats were empty. The Kralik's representatives had not come. Neither had the Hivari or the Shard Collective. They were too ashamed to show their faces. Honored members, Taeho began, humanity wishes to discuss our membership in this council. An alien with tentacles for arms raised one tentacle. What are your terms? He asked nervously. The same terms we offered before, Taeho replied. Peace, trade, cooperation. But you defeated the Kraliks, another alien said. You could? Demand anything. We could, Taeho agreed. But we do not want to rule anyone, we want to be friends. The aliens looked at each other with confusion. In their experience, the strong always dominated the weak. They did not understand humans who won wars but did not take prizes. That was when Admiral Duhyan Choi arrived at the station. He brought 50 human warships with him. Not to attack, but to make a point. I have come, Admiral Choi announced to the council, to issue a challenge. The alien representatives became very quiet. Everyone remembered what had happened to the last species that challenged humans. Any species that wishes to test human resolve, Admiral Choi continued, may face us in single fleet combat. Consider it ... educational. For a moment nobody spoke. Then an alien with blue skin and 4 eyes stood up. The Valan Confederacy accepts your challenge, he said proudly. We have the best logistics in the galaxy. We will show you what organized warfare looks like. Accepted, Admiral Choi replied. When and where? 3 weeks later, the Valan fleet met human ships near an empty star system. The Valan had brought supply ships, repair vessels, and mobile bases. They planned to fight a long, careful war. The battle lasted 6 hours. Human ships did not attack the Valan warships. Instead, they destroyed every supply ship, every repair dock, and every fuel depot. When the Valan fleet ran out of food and energy, they had to surrender. The Valan commander sent a message. How did you know to target our supplies? Admiral Choi replied, On Earth, armies that cannot eat cannot fight. It is a simple lesson. Next came the Nexari Empire. They brought ships controlled by artificial intelligence. Their computers could think faster than any living brain. Our AI fleet cannot be defeated, the Nexari admiral boasted. Our computers are perfect. The battle lasted 2 days. Human ships fought in patterns that made no sense. They attacked randomly, retreated for no reason, and made decisions that seemed completely stupid, but the Nexari computers could not understand chaos. They were built to fight logical enemies. When faced with humans who acted crazy on purpose, the AI systems broke down. Your computers are very smart, Admiral Troy told the defeated Nexari. But they do not understand that sometimes the best strategy is to have no strategy at all. The last challenge came from the Titan clans. They were huge, strong aliens who prided themselves on never giving up. We will fight until every ship is destroyed, their war leader declared. We never surrender. Neither do we, Admiral Troy replied. The battle lasted 3 weeks. Every time the Titan ships were disabled, human ships would repair them and send them back to fight. Every time Titan warriors were captured, humans would return them with new weapons. Finally, the confused Titan war leader asked, "Why do you keep letting us fight?" "We are trying to defeat you." Because, Admiral Troy explained, humans understand that the greatest victory is turning enemies into friends. We do not want to destroy you. We want to teach you. Teach us what? That war is not about who is strongest. War is about who is most willing to keep fighting when things seem hopeless, and humans are very, very stubborn. Dr. Hyen-Woo Nam published a book called Terran Military Doctrine for the whole galaxy to read. It explained human fighting methods in simple terms. But the book came with a warning. Understanding these tactics and surviving them are different things, the warning said. Humans do not fight for glory or conquest. We fight to protect our families and our freedom. And we will never stop fighting for those things. 6 months after the first battle, everything had changed. The Galactic Council created a new classification for humanity, Apex Military Species. It was the first new classification in 1,000 years. High Commander Zulanox came to Earth. In person, his ship landed in New York City. He walked carefully, favoring his left leg. Human quantum weapons had given him scars that would never heal. President Mei Zhang met him at the United Nations building. Zulanox looked older and more tired than before. "I have come to apologize," he said quietly, "and to ask for your help." "Help with what?" President Han asked. "The Raxari Empire has declared war on the Kraliks," Zulanox explained. "They think we are weak because we lost to you. They plan to invade our worlds. What do you want from us?" "Protection," Zulanox said. "A defense alliance. We will share our technology and knowledge if you will help defend our people." President Han smiled. "We told you we wanted to be friends. That offer is still good, even after what we did?" "Especially after what you did," President Han replied. "You taught us something important. You taught us that the galaxy is full of bullies who think might makes right. Now we know we need to be ready for them." Ambassador Taeho Kim addressed the Galactic Council one final time as Earth's representative. Now he was being promoted to Secretary General of the new Terran Defense Alliance. "Humanity never wanted to be your enemies," he told the assembled aliens. "We prefer to be your allies. But we will not be your victims. What if we refuse your alliance?" asked a nervous alien representative. "Then you refuse," Taeho replied. "We will not force anyone to be our friend. But we will also not allow anyone to hurt our friends." The Council voted unanimously to accept the Terran Defense Alliance. Even species that had never spoken to each other before wanted human protection. Captain Wonbun SCO became the first human instructor at the Terran Military Academy on Nexus Prime. His first class had students from 20 different species. They all wanted to learn how humans fought. "War is not about having the biggest gun," he told his students. "War is about using your brain to make the enemy's big gun useless." A Kralik student raised his claw. "But humans have smaller guns than everyone else." "How do you win?" Wonbin smiled. "Because we do not fight guns with guns. We fight ideas with better ideas. We fight strength with intelligence, and we fight fear with courage." "What if the enemy is stronger, faster, and has better weapons?" asked a Hivari student. "Then we make strength, speed, and weapons not matter," Wonbin replied. Humans survived on a planet that was constantly trying to kill us. We learned to survive ice ages, volcano eruptions, and diseases that killed millions. We learned to work together to hunt animals 10 times bigger than us. Most importantly, we learned never to give up. The final scene took place in Dr. Jamin Lee's research station in orbit around Earth. He was studying psychological profiles of new alien species that had just been discovered. Any potential threats? His assistant asked. Maybe, Jamin replied. This species calls themselves the Destroyer Cults. They believe the galaxy should be cleansed of all weak species. Should we be worried? Dr. Jamin looked out the window. At Earth, the blue and green planet looked peaceful, but he knew it was home to the most dangerous predators in the galaxy. No, he said quietly, let them come. If they want to learn about human warfare, we are always ready to teach. In the distance, construction ships were building new space stations. The Terran Defense Alliance was growing stronger every day. Humanity had learned that the galaxy was full of dangers, but the galaxy was also learning that humans were the most dangerous thing of all, not because they were cruel or evil, but because they were something much more frightening than any monster. They were survivors, and survivors never gave up.